There are certain weeks in the football calendar that feel heavier, louder, and far more personal than the rest. This is one of them. When two historic franchises collide, teams that have spent decades throwing punches, exchanging heartbreaks, and shaping each other's identity, the energy shifts. And this week, that spotlight locks directly onto a matchup that has defined eras: Chicago versus Green Bay. For years, these two teams have crossed paths with pride on the line. But this time, the narrative feels different. The air around this game is charged in a way it hasn't been for a long time. Chicago enters the week with something it hasn't had in far too long: momentum. Real momentum. Not the kind that feels forced by optimism or hope, but the kind built from production, growth, and consistent offensive life. And on the other side, Green Bay, while familiar with high-stakes football, suddenly feels more vulnerable, more accessible, and far more human than we've seen in recent seasons. This matchup marks the first of two clashes over the next 3 weeks, a rare scheduling twist that only heightens the tension. Every yard, every drive, every adjustment is going to echo into the rematch. Divisional games always matter, but this one? This one feels like a measuring stick for both teams. Chicago walks into this week as one of the league's more surprising offenses, top 10 in scoring, averaging over 26 points per game. Not too long ago, that number would have felt like a typo. Now it's a weekly expectation. Whether it's explosive plays, timely drives, creative play calling, or a quarterback finally stepping into his rhythm, the offense has become something fans can rely on rather than fear. And the odds makers? They're still catching up. Early lines place Green Bay as a 5.5-point favorite, at home, in a game where the total was set at 44.5 points. A number that feels suspiciously low considering how Chicago has been able to move the football recently. It seems like Vegas still wants to treat Chicago like the team it used to be, not the team it has become. But if the line movement tells us anything, it's this: even the experts are uneasy. The spread opened at 6 points and has already shifted downward. Maybe they're beginning to realize that Chicago is no longer the team getting pushed around. Maybe they're recognizing that giving this group almost a touchdown is a dangerous gamble. Regardless, perception doesn't win games, execution does. And if Chicago wants to walk out of Green Bay with a statement victory, they'll need to bring their most complete performance of the season. This is not just another divisional game. This is a chance to alter the story. Because for the first time in a long time, the stakes feel equal. And when the stakes are equal, everything becomes possible. This game isn't just about tradition, it's about where each franchise stands today. Chicago enters this matchup with an offense that has shown more consistency than at any point in the last few seasons. Play design, tempo, and rhythm are clicking in a way that makes the unit feel dangerous, especially when the quarterback finds his groove early. Chicago has quietly built a top 10 scoring attack, and it hasn't been because of luck. It's been sustained, repeatable production. Their run game has evolved, their receivers are winning matchups, and the offensive line, while not perfect, is giving the quarterback enough time to operate. The team is doing something it hasn't done in years, stepping into matchups expecting to score rather than hoping to survive. And when you're playing a rival like Green Bay, confidence is half the battle. Green Bay, meanwhile, remains disciplined, steady, and structurally sound. Their coaching staff rarely beats itself, and they still know how to control tempo and capitalize on mistakes. But they are no longer the team that can simply walk onto the field and expect dominance. Their offense has looked uneven at times, flashes of brilliance mixed with frustrating stretches of inconsistency. When they're in rhythm, they can punish defenses, but when the timing breaks down, drives fall apart quickly. Defensively, Chicago brings more physicality than they've had in recent memory. Their front seven has shown real bite, generating pressure at key moments, while holding up well against the run. The secondary, although tested often, has managed to produce timely turnovers, giving the offense extra opportunities that weren't there before. This game likely turns on 3 elements. 1. Chicago's ability to stay aggressive. 2. Green Bay's ability to control the pace. 3. Which defense can generate the critical turning point moment. One mistake, one misread, one free rusher, one missed tackle, those moments decide rivalry games. And with these two teams meeting twice in such a short span, adjustments will matter more than usual. What works this week might be countered in the rematch. What fails in this game may shape the plan 3 weeks from now. But amid all the strategy, matchups, and analytics, one thing remains true: this is the type of game that defines where a franchise is heading. Chicago can make a statement. Green Bay can reclaim control. And both teams know the spotlight is burning bright. Before we dive into deeper analysis, here's a quick reminder for viewers. If you're enjoying breakdowns like this and want more in-depth NFL insight every week, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss future episodes. Your support helps these deep dive previews, film studies, and weekly analysis continue to grow. Alright, let's get back into the matchup. No matter what the spreads say, no matter what the pundits predict, no matter what history has shown, games like this are governed by emotion just as much as execution. Rivalries strip away the usual logic. Coaches dig deeper into the playbook. Players find another gear. Stadiums get louder. Small advantages become overwhelming. For Chicago, opportunity is staring them in the face. A road victory over their biggest rival, especially in a season where confidence is rising, would not simply be a win, it would be a declaration. A statement that the rebuild is turning into relevance. A sign that the offense is no longer guessing, but attacking. And a reminder that Chicago is ready to fight for the division, not just participate in it. To get there, the offense must remain fearless. Not reckless, fearless. They must push the ball, keep the tempo high, and challenge every layer of Green Bay's defense. Chicago's scoring success has come from leaning into its strengths, trusting its skilled players, and making defenses uncomfortable. They can't afford to play cautious now. Rivalry games reward the bold. Defensively, Chicago needs to force Green Bay into long drives and tough decisions. Make them earn everything. Pressure the quarterback. Collapse pockets. Eliminate easy throws. If Chicago can disrupt rhythm early, the game will tilt in their favor. The defense has already shown it can create turnovers. Doing so again could shift the entire script of this matchup. Green Bay, of course, is not going to roll over. They play disciplined, they adapt quickly, and they have home field advantage. They understand how to win these types of games. But for the first time in years, Chicago enters this rivalry not as an underdog hoping to survive, but as a contender capable of dictating terms. And that's what makes this matchup so compelling. Two teams with history. Two teams with pride on the line. Two teams trying to redefine their future. When the clock starts and the crowd erupts, all the numbers, all the predictions, and all the narratives fade away. What remains is a battle between two franchises that know each other far too well. So buckle up, this one matters. Not because of the past, but because of what it might say about the future. Whether Chicago walks away with a statement win or Green Bay digs in and protects its turf, the outcome is going to reverberate. It's going to be felt next week. It's going to be felt in the rematch. And it might just be felt for the rest of the season. The stakes are high, the energy is rising, and the rivalry is alive. This isn't just a game. This is a turning point.